finest producer, Unfiltered. Woo!
Besides explaining to us where your oppression came from and that it's deep-rooted and it's ancestral, okay, because it's just in the culture and the mentality of the culture. How did you find the strength, number one, to go to school? What was the reason why you wanted to go to school? What made you just finally do it? And how did you find the strength to talk to your husband about it? Like, how did you kind of navigate through this world?
Well, I've always been, yes, I was oppressed, but I've always been my own person. I was a very feisty little girl, and even though your father is still stronger than me, I'm the one, holding the strings and manipulating the strings. And so, no, I just, I had some free time. I saw my kids blossom, going to school and enjoying and learning. And, like you guys went to yeshiva. I never knew anything about Jewish holidays, even though I was Jewish coming from Israel. At 10 years old, I became an American, an alien in America, So when I decided for myself that I wanted to learn more, it's because something inside me felt very bad about having to leave school in high school and never pursue, a college career. Like all my friends were in college and lawyers and doctors, and here I am, 25 years old, 26, 27, 30, and I still haven't pursued my own likes and dislikes. And I loved interior design. I just did it. I told your father, I said, listen, I'm going back to school. I don't care. What about Shabbat?
But were you judged by, let's say, the working moms in your community? Is there a rift between working moms and non-working moms? Is there a competition of sorts?
In my circles, there were no working moms. Okay. We all came out of the same circle in Israel. We all came into America the same way. We all got married young and stupid. When I say stupid, I don't mean dumb. Naive, like we didn't know what we wanted.
Right.
We wanted to marry a nice Jewish guy, rich guy who would take care of us. But then you get to a point where it's really not enough. It's not enough anymore. You got to pursue your own happiness. So I started painting, and the painting took me into color, and color took me into design, and design took me into other fields. And it's just like you started writing, for a newspaper, and then you took it this way and that way, and you went to Israel, and you pursued your own happiness. And that's exactly why I'm here today.
It's incredible. It's incredible. And now, did you, when you went from being a full-time homemaker to working for yourself, in essence, you started several businesses. You weren't one that ever had a boss of sorts. Was it hard for you to juggle home life and work life? Did you see it as a detriment?
No. Till today, my biggest struggle is that I can't ever finish anything I start because my home needs me. Mm-hmm. And I have still, till today, I'm almost 63 years old, have not been able to put myself in the foreground and leave everybody behind me. That's my biggest struggle, because what if Nicole doesn't love me anymore? What if Candace needs me and I'm not there? And what is my husband going to do? He's going to come home and there's no food on the table. He's going to go nuts, So that's my biggest. When we go back to the original subject of oppression, I have oppressed myself already.
Right. I completely agree with you.
I have oppressed myself to just give everybody a piece of me.
Everybody wants a piece of you.
So for me, it's over. I'm still juggling, and that's fun, But what I'm telling the young women out there is that you have to make a decision. You have to make a decision to make yourself first. At least for sometimes.
Is that plausible?
It is plausible,
At what point, though, is that plausible? Like, if you have what about the women who have young babies at home?
That's okay. That's the best part of life. But if you have a moment and it's between giving it to yourself or to your husband, like if you want to go get a manicure, but he's hungry, Tell him to make a sandwich. You'll be right back. You
I
know?
love it. Yeah.
I wasn't. I used to cancel my appointments. Okay, I'll get the manicure tomorrow.
Yeah.
I had a tough cookie at home. It was tough.
You
You
had
know?
a tough cookie, but Daddy, I think, he is like a walking contradiction, which I feel like I am too, which is funny because I'm his daughter, but I feel like he walks the line of traditional and like conservative and liberal. He walks both lines at the same time.
Your father is a wonderful man, and he's giving me a great life and 2 beautiful children. But the only thing that's wrong with him is he's a fake supporter. Like he'll
So the
say,
fake
like
supporters.
right now, after 43 years of marriage, I hear, you know what, you're a waste. But who made me a waste?
It's your fault.
It's your fault. And he's bringing me lines of jewelry. It's in my computer to put stuff
the
online, the
inventory.
inventory, and I can't get out of the house. I'm a waste. You could do this. I can get you people to do websites. I could do this. She could do anything, he tells the world. But I want to do what I want to do. I want to get up in the morning, get dressed, get out, and I can't
That's so
because
crazy.
I have oppressed myself. So I really want to tell everybody out there,
What?
think.
What's up, guys? Hi, I'm V. Literally, my question is, why not? Why do you feel that you are still oppressed? Why do you feel that you're not? What's holding you back from waking up in the morning at this point where your kids are grown up and you kind of evolved into this woman that you are now that's speaking openly about what you've gone through? What's stopping you from waking up in the morning, getting dressed, and just doing what you want to do?
Because at some point in your life, it's like being a captive of somebody, and you've been in jail for 43 years. And then when you get out and you say to yourself,
It's like Red.
what the fuck,
It's like Red from Shawshank.
Right.
No, Brooks.
Yeah, you're right. You say like, what for? If I do this now, we're going to have a fight. We're not going to talk for 2 weeks. We lose time. We're getting older. What for?
But that's a great question. That's a great place to start. What for? Like, why do it?
Because you get used to your captivity. That's the sick part of it.
Do you
You
enjoy
really?
it?
I do.
Okay,
I mean,
there
look,
you go.
there you go.
Then why?
Absolutely.
There's your why not.
It's
There's
just
your
like
why
being
not.
in a
syndrome.
yeah. It's like being in a quarantine. You make the best of it. When we were locked down, we made pizzas and pastas and this and that. I saved the day. But really, when you have settled to settle, you have to settle in a way that makes you happy still. It's not that I'm not happy. It's just that there's always a little bird inside me. So what are you doing tomorrow? Get up and do something. Do something for yourself other than a manicure or hair appointment or wax or whatever. Do something with your life. So here I am. This is the first day of doing something,
Yes.
through Nicole and you.
I love that.
It's so funny because I just wanted to let you know and thank you, V. I wish you had a chair.
It's okay. We spilled some
Oh, that's right. We spilled a
juicy
smoothie,
juice on the
some
last one,
lychee,
so
lychee smoothie.
it's all good.
What I wanted to say to you is because the oppression trickled down to my generation too. You know what I mean? All my friends are still very much part of that community. I don't really talk to them anymore. They all got married. They all did that thing. And I kind of went off and did my own thing. But it took me a very long time. I wasn't until I was in my late 20s to really understand who I am and what makes me happy and what I want to do. And I blame the oppression for lost time. Like, had we been trained at a younger age and taught that we can do whatever the fuck we want, I would have started earlier. So now basically what I'm trying to say is like, you paved the way for me. And in many ways, when you say you're doing this with me, through me, I think in many ways, if I'm blessed enough to have children in this world, whatever I didn't accomplish, I'm kind of paving the way so that they can have that option to do that as well.
Yeah, but don't forget that you still live in an oppressed world, meaning no matter how much your father is proud of you and he's telling people my daughter's a genius and she's, and she's this and she's that, his ultimate goal is for you to get married and have children. And so that's the part of the oppression that your father doesn't feel even. is control over you.
Right.
Okay. And in the back of your mind, you're like, you have your life over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But there's a voice that's
Right.
saying, what are you doing? You're going to miss out on this part.
Right.
So what I tell you is to have both.
Mm-hmm.
You can have both. And it's okay to have a career first and then bring your family. Because you want to say to yourself, at the gates of heaven, I did it all.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I love it.
For sure.
I had no idea at 20 what I wanted. I didn't go to college. I didn't experience the college life and the dorms and the students. You know, I wanted that. When I was 40 and I went back to college, I was part of a gang in school. Like all the kids loved me. And, Iris
turn
is
around.
here. You know? And it was fun. So let's just wind this down to say that when you marry young, you really don't know what you want.
Right.
And as you come of age, your supporter has to be your immediate family. They have to support you. And my kids supported me. When I was highlighting, I come also from an ADD world. I couldn't read. I would drift off. But I learned how to highlight, for instance, while I was reading. So everything has to be a support system. And when your husband doesn't support you, it's, it's a little bit disconcerting.
I just want to make one point. I think what you're saying is really important. That when you marry young, this idea that you don't know what you want. I think there's so much consideration for something outside of yourself at an age where you're still understanding life. So every choice that you want to make at 18, 19, if you have to not just consider yourself, but somebody else, you kind of
off balance. You're off balance.
It's never 100%
it's
in
never
one direction.
100% you. It's never, and that's what I think the biggest issue is. It's a really strong point.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, though, just to wrap it up in like 10 seconds or less, do you think marriage is for the young, for 20s or for 30s, or what do you think?
I think marriage should come when you feel it can, you can deal with it, because there's a lot of variables in a marriage. It's not just the two of you. It's going to be the three or the four of you and the in-laws and this and that. So it's very individual. It's not about the marriage itself. It's about your needs. Mm-hmm. What will make you happy in life? If bringing up babies, your husband is well-to-do and stuff like that, and you travel, if that meets your needs for that moment, do it. The minute you want to start doing something else, you have to take it up with yourself.
I love that.
Yeah. I'm going to snap to that.
Yeah.
Can we get the claps? Can we get the
do
claps?
another.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Iris.
Thank you.
It was such a blast. You're an incredible human being. You're a very interesting human,
Thank
is
you.
what I think is going to be the name of this podcast, because
Interesting humans.
interesting humans.
I love that.
That's
I love
it.
that.
Love it.
Very inspiring story. I had no idea. Literally,
Yeah.
I just want to tell the people at home, wherever you're listening, in your car, if you would see this woman on the street, you would have no idea about this. I've known Nicole for a few months now. I've seen her mom a few times, and you would never know the history behind this interesting human. So
Thank you.
so very, very
I
inspiring.
hope we get a
Thank
chance
you.
to do chapter 2, because I have a lot to say to the
we
young
wanna
women
hear
out
it.
there.
We want to hear it,
Yeah.
Iris.
Yeah.
We want to hear
Yeah.
it. All
Okay,
right. Thank
great.
you, everyone.
Thank you.
That's a wrap.
Yay.
Hit that like button and subscribe.